Iranian missiles and drones have broken through Israel's air defences, hitting buildings in Tel Aviv and Bat Yam. Israeli authorities say at least 9 people are dead, many more are missing, and more than 300 have been wounded since Israel launched its attack on Iran on Friday. Iran says 78 of its people are dead. In the past 24 hours, Israel has kept up its massive air assault on Iran, hitting major energy assets, Iranian air defences and missile launches. We have correspondents across the Middle East. We begin tonight's coverage with Matthew Doran in Istanbul.
Israel's air defences catch most of the missiles and drones fired from Iran, but not all. 2 days after Israel's surprise attack on Iran, Israelis are feeling the force of Iranian retaliation. In the city of Bat Yam, south of Tel Aviv, a missile strike claims several lives. Search and rescue workers combing through the rubble, using flashlights and dogs to look for dozens still missing.
We don't have the exact number of people that are missing, but we do know that there's a lot of people that haven't been contact their loved one yet. So now we are focusing on looking for them. Hopefully this number will not rise.
Earlier, a 2-storey home in the northern city of Tamra was also struck. But it hasn't deterred Israel from its own massive and ongoing assault on Iran, which it insists is on the verge of developing a nuclear weapon. These satellite pictures show damage to Iranian nuclear facilities from Israeli airstrikes. But the attacks have also expanded to Iran's other energy sites, this fuel depot in Tehran and its biggest gas field. Israel has repeatedly hit Iran's air defences and its missile launches, and the country's Prime Minister is threatening more is still to come.
We paved the way to Tehran, and our pilots over the skies of Tehran will deal blows to the Ayatollah regime that they cannot even imagine.
It's that type of rhetoric which is continuing to fuel fears that this is just the beginning, that the Middle East is about to be engulfed in a broader conflict. Britain has sent fighter jets into the region, and US forces are helping to shield Israel from incoming fire. The stakes are high, and the US president has raised them even further late today.
The US had nothing to do with the attack on Iran tonight. He posted on social media, "If we are attacked in any way, shape or form by Iran, the full strength and might of the US armed forces will come down on you at levels never seen before." Mr. Trump said the US could easily get a deal done between Iran and Israel and end what he called this bloody conflict. Australia, like most other countries, is urging calm.
The key issue is not, is there a threat? There is. We all know that. It's whether or not, in response to it, we increase the risk of regional escalation. And that would have dire consequences to the people of the region.
Consequences which are already being felt. Matthew Doran, ABC News.
Well, let's bring in Middle East correspondent Eric Tlozek from the scene of one of the deadliest strikes on Israel. Eric, the country is already fighting on several fronts. How are Israelis feeling about these attacks?
Absolute shock, Nakari, because this is one of the biggest impacts that Israelis have experienced in the months after October 7. It's not just what you can see behind me with, part of that building missing. The blast wave damage extends for several hundred metres around what is a very densely populated residential area. And Israel's defence minister said yesterday that if Iran targeted residential areas, then Tehran, the Iranian capital, will burn. Already the Israeli military has issued what it called an evacuation order for residents of Tehran living near weapons production facilities. So that tells us that Israel's already broad assault on targets inside Iran is going to be extended further.
Eric Tlozek reporting. Thank you. Well, despite calls to strike a deal, Tehran's called off the latest round of planned nuclear talks with Washington. As hostilities deepen, observers say Iran's left with few options for wider retaliation against Israel. Its network of allies greatly weakened after 18 months of war.
Thousands on the streets of Tehran. And a wave of anger at the deaths of Iran's top military commanders and nuclear scientists in Israel's pre-dawn strike.
I can say to Israel, we will not stay silent. We are 8 million Iranians, all these young people. We will not stay silent.
Tehran is the capital of the Iranian Ayatollah regime. It's the head of the octopus, from where a murderous terrorist regime is run that poses a threat to the entire Western world.
As Israel convened its security cabinet, Russian President Vladimir Putin held a 50-minute phone call with the US President Donald Trump, the Kremlin condemning Israel's attacks, both sides saying it's not too late for Iran to strike a deal.
Iran knows. They know they can come back. They're making their own decisions right now, and we hope they would choose a negotiated option.
But in a sign of deepening tensions, Tehran's now threatening to close the strategically vital Strait of Hormuz, the world's most important oil gateway, a move that would shock an already fragile global economy and risk even further escalation.
We're vigilant, we're prepared in a strong defensive posture, while the president continues to say to Iran, hey, you have an option for peace.
Iran's military capabilities are greatly diminished by these latest attacks, and its so-called axis of resistance has been severely weakened since October 7. Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah dead, the Assad regime in Syria toppled, Hamas degraded in Gaza, and signs Israel is set on nothing less than regime change in Tehran. Iran's supreme leader Ali Khamenei hasn't been seen in public since the attacks began. The question remains whether they'll deter his nuclear ambitions or only give them further fuel. Allyson Horn, ABC News.